Hey guys, it's Owen from Wrestling Inc. back with another wrestling news roundup. Without any further ado, let's get into today's biggest stories in the world of professional wrestling. Brandi Rhodes reportedly had productive conversations during WrestleMania weekend. Brandi Rhodes was backstage with Cody Rhodes for her husband's triumphant WWE comeback at WrestleMania 38. According to Fightful Select, although Brandi hasn't initially been brought in with Cody on WWE TV, she had, quote, many productive conversations, end quotes, with several influential names on WrestleMania weekend. It was also noted that Brandi has been working on her unscripted content and has continued training in the ring. As we've noted, Brandi posted a picture of herself and Cody backstage after WrestleMania 38. Brandi's last televised AEW match was lost to Anna Jay on the September 16, 2020 episode of Dynamite. Since then, she has wrestled nearly a dozen matches on Dark and Dark Elevation, defeating indie wrestlers such as Kenzie Page, Kylin King, and Robin Renegade in singles matches. She also briefly teamed with Red Velvet. In the aftermath of her AEW exit, Brandi Rhodes is reportedly looking to take her Shot of Brandi cooking show to a TV network. According to Deadline, Daiga Studios is currently shopping the project to broadcasters and streamers. Quote, I started shooting this show in my kitchen 4 years ago with 2 iPhone cameras and a cocktail, Brandi said in a press release. I'm excited to see the show evolve and thankful for the fans who have followed along. I assure you, now that I'm working with Daiga, the best is yet to come. Brandi Rhodes worked for WWE as a ring announcer until 2016. Going by the name Eden, she made her pay-per-view announcing debut at WrestleMania 31, as well as becoming the backup ring announcer for Raw while Lillian Garcia was recovering from surgery. On May 24, 2016, she was granted her release from WWE, just days after her husband Cody Rhodes also requested his release. WWE WrestleMania 38 tops the Super Bowl on social media in several metrics. As previously reported, the two-night WrestleMania 38 event was the highest grossing and most attended event in company history. The company announced that the event drew 156,352 fans from all 50 states and 53 countries to AT&T Stadium in Dallas. In addition to breaking attendance and revenue records, WWE set records on social media with a record number of video views, hours, and impressions for any event in WWE history, according to Conviva. The two-night event also topped the Super Bowl on social media via impressions, video views, video watch time, and engagements. WWE WrestleMania beat the Super Bowl in the following areas. Impressions, WWE 2.2 billion impressions versus the Super Bowl's 1.8 billion impressions. Video views, WWE's 1.1 billion video views to the Super Bowl's 618 million video views. Video watch time, WWE's 13.1 million hours compared to the Super Bowl's 3.56 million hours. Engagements, WWE's 87 million engagements versus the Super Bowl's 78 million engagements. WWE also released the following numbers to Wrestling Inc. regarding social media records that were broken at WrestleMania 38. Record 1.1 billion views across Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, Twitter, an increase of 47% from WrestleMania 37. Record 785 million minutes or 13 million hours of video consumed on social, an increase of 29% from WrestleMania 37. Record 2.2 billion impressions, an increase of 10% from WrestleMania 37. WWE's 2 highest engagement posts in history during an event. Cody Rhodes' return to WWE generated 500,000 engagements during its broadcast, and the Pat McAfee/Austin Theory/Mr. McMahon match hit over 450,000 engagements during their match. As noted, WrestleMania 39 will also be a two-night event from SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California. Night 1 of WrestleMania 39 will take place on Saturday, April 1st, 2023, while Night 2 of WrestleMania 39 will take place on Sunday, April 2nd. Tony Khan on talks with Warner Media about Ring of Honor weekly series and pay-per-views. AEW's owner, CEO, and general manager Tony Khan admits it's hard to say what the future holds for Ring of Honor. Khan announced an agreement last month for him to purchase the company. In a new interview, he indicated that much of Ring of Honor's future, including producing weekly television, hinges upon ongoing discussions with AEW's media partner Warner Media. Quote, "I do own Ring of Honor as a separate entity from AEW," Khan told ESPN's Mark Raimondi. "But I also have a TV contract with Warner that I'm going to produce wrestling shows for them. I've been having these conversations with Warner because I think it would make sense for everyone, and I think they're open to it. But in the short timeline we had, what I asked for was basically an exemption for it being outside the portfolio." Tony Khan says Warner Media's allowed him to go on with plans with Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor pay-per-view last week. The show and several matches for that card were being promoted before Khan's purchase of Ring of Honor was announced. Quote, "I've been having more conversations with Warner Media about what we can do together to grow Ring of Honor," Khan said. "I think it would make sense for Ring of Honor to continue as a weekly series and major events like we just had with Supercard. I think the success of Supercard, critically and commercially, will bode very well for Warner Media really taking an interest in Ring of Honor as well as AEW. I think there's great potential to have a complementary wrestling brand." Tony Khan did not comment on when fans may see another Ring of Honor pay-per-view, whatever form Ring of Honor takes in the future. Khan appears to be determined to keep the spirit of the company alive. He says that was his goal while producing Supercard of Honor, however that part was out of necessity. Quote, "I really tried to make it a Ring of Honor show, with the Ring of Honor announce team and using a lot of the people that had recently been wrestling for Ring of Honor, and then having some faces of the past, some of the great legends of Ring of Honor either appearing on video or in person as a surprise," Khan explained, like the Young Bucks or Samoa Joe returning to Ring of Honor and signing with AEW that night. "I did utilize some resources from AEW with permission from Warner, with the understanding from them that I was not going to make this an AEW show," Khan continued. "It would be a Ring of Honor show. I was asking them to utilize some AEW resources to make this a great pay-per-view event. For Ring of Honor, it turned out to be one of the most successful events in their history." Johnny Gargano watches everything and is seeking where he fits in right now. Former NXT champion Johnny Gargano joined Chris Van Vliet on Inside with Chris Van Vliet to discuss the background behind his WWE departure. As far as Johnny Gargano's next move goes, the three-time NXT North American champion stated that his options are fully open at this moment in time. Quote, "My options are 100% open," Gargano said, "and I watch everything, honestly. You can watch my YouTube video. Me and Candice were watching AEW laying in the hospital room. We were watching NXT laying in the hospital room. We were watching Elimination Chamber laying in the hospital room. I literally watch everything. I'm a wrestling fan at the end of the day. And I enjoy good wrestling. I really enjoy watching my friends be successful. That makes me very, very happy. I don't really know where I fit in right now in the wrestling landscape, but I also feel like the wrestling landscape changes not on a monthly but a weekly basis, especially in this current time period. You never know what's going to happen next. It's one of the things where a new company could pop up, this person's going to be in charge, or this person's going to do this, or this person's going to do that, or AEW's doing this, or Ring of Honor is doing this, NXT is doing this. It literally changes on a weekly basis. The first NXT Triple Crown champion also noted that he has not let go of having a WrestleMania moment at some point in the future. Quote, "I don't know when that will come or if that will come," Gargano explained. "I've said numerous times that I have a great relationship there, but I've just got to figure out what's going to be worth it for me. What sacrifices am I going to have to make that happen, especially now with Quill being around and being born. I don't want to miss his time." Scorpio Sky mocks AEW with claims they edited out boos on Rampage. Current AEW TNT champion Scorpio Sky continues gathering more and more likes on a post that calls out AEW for editing boos for Tay Conti and Sammy Guevara. The real-life couple was involved in a segment on last week's AEW Rampage to continue their ongoing feud with Dan Lambert and American Top Team. As usual, with a few exceptions, the show is taped after AEW Dynamite, and last week was no different. According to fans that were in attendance, the intended babyfaces of the segment, Sammy Guevara and Tay Conti, were loudly booed and told to shut the F up by the audience. When the show aired last week, the boos/chants were edited out of the segment. Fans took to social media with their claims about the alterations. Scorpio Sky would take notice and post a picture of his own with Tay Conti holding one of Sammy Guevara's traditional cue cards he uses. But the messages is photoshopped over and it reads, quote, "We paid to have our booze dubbed over." Conti would later respond to the message with a light-hearted reply, quote, "If I didn't hear it, it didn't happen, brother." So what are your thoughts on today's Wrestling News Roundup? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to like and subscribe to Wrestling Inc. and I'll speak to you again very, very soon.